Alright, greetings. This is the self-proclaimed Blue Dragon. Welcome to my channel. I don't know why I'm laughing. Why I'm giggling. I'm just having so much fun. I don't know. Actually, I'm just out of my mind. This week's video is a speed tone of an Act 2 revamp page. It's going to be page 17. So we've actually got a little bit of a sneak peek for those of you reading on my personal brand spanking new, still under construction official Crystal Lotus Chronicles website. Listen to all that alliteration. I don't know what I was thinking. Alliteration's good. It's memorable. Also, if you're reading over on Tapas or Smack Jeeves, a little bit of a sneak peek here because this week's page, I believe, is 16. That's how organized I am. The links for those are all in the description for all those different sites, as well as my Comic Fury site. So you can check that out if you aren't currently reading Dark Horse. I highly recommend it. If I do say so myself. So this week's word of Wednesday is discombobulated because I am totally discombobulated after being away for a week. Can you tell? Can you tell I'm unorganized and ridiculous sounding right now? But yeah, anyway, everything is cool. I'm getting back into the swing of things. I have a lot of things going on. Actually, you know, I was wondering if anyone is watching these, or that's not what I was that's not what I'm wondering, although I wonder that too. But I was wondering if anyone would be interested in a video on how to do art on the cheap. I don't know. If that's something you'd be interested in, leave a comment in the description or send me an email or contact me somehow so that if that's something you'd be interested in, I wouldn't be bad. You know, I don't think that'd be a bad idea. I could show you, because I'm cheap. I try to keep things on the cheap. I reuse paper. I do all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, I thought that might be an interesting video to kind of shake things up a bit. But I do want to just kind of throw that idea out there. This is actually March's question and answer video for patrons at the $10 level. I offer the opportunity for them to ask questions, and once a month I will answer those questions. This month I have a couple questions that I'm going to be wrapping up from last month that my patron was interested in seeing me answer. They did not have these questions themselves, but I had been going into a bit of detail about time travel and, you know, how it works within the realms of this world. So they were interested in hearing my answers on that. So yeah, these are questions not taken from the patron, but with that patron's permission. I just like to make that perfectly clear. So yeah, one of the questions I got, this is paraphrased because there was a discussion being held, so I want to make sure that the question itself is clear. That specific person had asked, why was Miko, the little girl, well, the little girl looking person who first makes the scene in Act 4, why was she after Odysseus specifically? She had mentioned, you know, coming after him because he's breaking laws, blah, 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 blah. Read the act. Link in the description. I'm just kidding. Well, I really shouldn't be doing this. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just chatterboxing today. But anyway, yeah, was it because he messed up the timeline? Why specifically was Miko after Odysseus to kill him? Yeah, everyone's going everywhere to kill everyone. A lot of violent people in this comic. You know, killing should not always be your first answer. It's not. You guys will find out later. But anyway, to answer the question, I digress. Miko was made guardian of time to prevent any, you know, she's the only person, creature, being who has permission to travel forward and backwards in time. So anyone who's going to be traveling through time, if they're going to do it, it has to be in conjunction with her. These are the rules that she was given, and I'm not because of the way the series goes, I'm not really going to get too much into who assigned this task to Shimiko or why. That's for another time. But that, because most of the time scriptures, scrolls, whatever, just about every means of time travel had been, she was tasked with getting rid of as many of those as she could find, and one of them slipped through her fingers. And again, I'm not going to go into detail about all that, but when Odysseus travels through time, he is breaking this code, this law that was handed down to Shimiko, and so she was tasked with killing anyone who travels through time. She actually doesn't kill him, as those of you reading Act 5 will know. And there's something of a consequence. There's a reason why the people who not the people, but the reason why she was given that task to kill anyone who time traveled. So we'll leave it at that. So that's why she was trying to do it. Not because he messed up the timeline, because, as I'll get into more detail in a few minutes, there's actually no way, at least at this point in time, for anyone to change the timeline. What's going to happen is going to happen. So the girls, even though they have contact with someone from the future, and they, if they go to the future, they're going to have those memories of what happened. It's not going to change the fact that Kasima takes over. It's not, them having knowledge of all this isn't going to change anything. And like I said, I'll try to get into that in a little more detail in a few minutes, but it's already at the 7-minute mark. Oh, yeah, so that, I hope, answers that question. Okay, so does Odysseus or anyone traveling back in time create more timelines? And it's kind of hard for me to answer this, because it's not that there aren't other parallel universes, it's not that there aren't other, I guess, timelines. Is that string theory where things, I don't know. I'm not gonna try to sound smart here, because I'm not. But anyway, regardless of if it does, it is not going to affect this story, because if Shimiko knows whether or not it changes the timeline, she's not going to let people bounce around in other parallel universes. It's just, it doesn't really matter whether or not, I mean, it could create other timelines. It might be something I explore at some point, but as far as this group of characters know, there aren't, it's not like, Donnie Darko, when people gotta get the timeline set back the way it's supposed to, because otherwise the end of the world comes. That's not what's going on in this specific story. So, yeah, there probably are other worlds and different things that come about with the same characters, I guess. But it's not really material to it's immaterial to what's going on in this world. Oh my gosh. And I've already run out of time for questions. Crap, I've got some, well, that's okay, because the rest is just me rambling the notes that I have here. So I guess I answered the questions, and I'll have plenty to talk about in my next video. So I hope to see you all there. Thank you for listening. This week's question of the week, I wrote it down this time. If you could time travel to any time period, any place and time, where would it be? Would it be the past? Would it be the future? Do you have a specific epoch you would want to be a part of or experience? Answer that in the questions below, please, if you want. I'm not going to force you. And feel free, if you like what you have been listening to or watching, please feel free to like the video, thumb it up, subscribe, bell. Hit the bell, I guess. Please. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and fare you well, and keep on trucking.